So something really exciting happened in my household in the last week, and I wanted to share with you guys what it is and maybe how your baby can achieve the same results. This week, Eden was finally sleep trained. Now let me start from the beginning and tell you guys my story from the beginning if you're new to this channel or maybe you just want some refreshing. My baby never slept. Even as a newborn, she fought sleep constantly. It was a constant battle of like, shh, 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 be quiet, we don't want to wake her up, you know? And it was like when she was asleep, it was like if this smallest noise possible went off, she was awake. I knew as a baby, you know, that was just the way that it was gonna be. So she started co-sleeping with us. Co-sleeping was going great until like 8 or 9 months, when it finally just got to the point where like all she wanted to do was she wanted a nurse all night long. That really wasn't working out for me because I wasn't getting any sleep at night. And honestly, she wasn't really getting that well of sleep either, because every time I would, you know, take it out of her mouth, she would start freaking out as if it was the end of the world. We completely stopped co-sleeping once we moved into our new house. She was around 13 months or so. We started off with a pack and play and she did not do well with that as far as, you know, sleeping. And then we set up her crib for the first time that she was able to sleep in it, and she slept like a baby. Once she was asleep, she was fine and she would sleep all night long. But the trouble was putting her in her crib and having her actually go to sleep on her own. It was this constant battle. At first I was just like, okay, we'll get through it. Like, she's just a terrible sleeper. She, you know, she's always has to be stimulated. She's always awake. Like, she just always feels like she has to miss out on something. So maybe that's just my baby. I talked to a lot of moms who said the same thing about their kids. Like, that's just how my kid is. He or she doesn't sleep at night. Or he or she did not start sleeping until like they were 2 years old or whatever. So I was just kind of shrugging it off like maybe it's normal. We tried sleep training a few times and it went so bad, like she just cried so much and we just couldn't take it and we stopped. I think finally it just got to the point where I was like, I cannot function anymore not being able to get sleep like this, or like trying to get her to go to sleep. You know, it was putting a toll on me personally, and David and I were so stressed out all the time. It was just like the never-ending cycle. We knew that she was gonna fight sleep as soon as we put her down to bed. So there were some nights where it was just like, what's the point? Why are we gonna put her to sleep? Because we're just gonna get her back up because she's gonna fight it. There were some nights where she was literally staying up until like 1 or 2 a.m. Finally, something in me just kind of like cracked, I guess, and I posted something on Facebook and I got a bunch of different advice saying, you know, you should sleep train her. It's not really normal. And in my head, I always thought it was normal, you know, and so I really started to think about it some more. David was leaving for a week to go to Florida, and I knew that this was probably gonna be like the perfect time to do it because he has a really hard time at letting her sleep and cry it out, you know. So I knew in my heart of hearts that the way to train her was to let her just cry it out for a few nights and see what happened. So what did we do differently? I mean, our nightly routine didn't change at all. It was just the fact that I had to remain consistent and I had to make sure that I was leaving her alone and making her be able to self-soothe herself. She's almost 17 months, so she's old enough to know better. She knows when she's gonna get her way, like she just does. So I knew it was the perfect time. The very first night I put her down and she cried for, I wanna say 2 hours. She was crying and crying and crying and crying, and I was just like, I can't do it. I was stressing out listening to her cry. And my mom was like, yes, you can do it. She's fine, you know, just let her cry, let her cry. Sorry, I went on a little bit of a break there. So after 2 hours, she was out. The second night, she cried for 1.5 hours and then she was out. And at the second night, I was ready to give up. I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. But I was like, I'll just give it one more day. The third night, she went to bed after 5 minutes. The fourth night, she went to sleep right away. And the fifth night, she fell asleep like before bedtime. Like she wanted to go to sleep. She was begging me to go to bed basically. So I don't know what my secret to success was, but I think it was just being consistent. Even in those moments where like I just couldn't stand to hear her cry, I knew that I had to let her cry it out and that she would eventually find her way and she would eventually be on a schedule. Now she goes to bed on her own and she stays asleep too in the middle of the night. Before, she would wake up in the middle of the night wanting to nurse or wanting to play or wanting to watch a movie or whatever, and now she stays asleep all night long. It really just is to let them cry. No matter how hard it is for you, no matter how long they cry. The first night they may cry 2 hours like Eden did, and you just gotta hold out and just let them do it. If you want to see what our actual bedtime routine looks like, let me know in the comments below and I will post a video of just that by itself. But I wanted this video to be an encouragement to all of you moms out there who cannot just figure out how to get your kid to go to sleep at night, because that was me. That was me a week ago. and it's amazing what a few days of just being consistent something can do. Hang in there, remember, this is only temporary. I thought all hope was lost for me, honestly. I thought Eden was gonna be one of those kids that would never let me sleep again, and look what happened. So let this be an encouragement for you. I hope this video helped you guys. Let me know in the comments below if this helped you sleep train your baby, and we will see you in our next video. Bye. Kosh brand, it is 2T. Very cute for the fall. I can always add a jacket onto it. This is the Little Maven brand. If you guys aren't familiar with this brand, it is just so adorable. All the colors are really bright and fun and really cute. And this is 18 to 24 months. It looks kind of small though. With Eden's big belly, I'm not sure how long it's gonna fit her, so I have yet to try it on her, but I'm assuming she won't be able to fit